What is up, guys? I am so excited to be sitting down filming this video for y'all, but I feel like I don't do it a lot because I'm always just like going and vlogging and doing stuff like that. My name is Maria. I am a full-time college student. A lot of my content is surrounded, okay, yeah, cool. A lot of my content is about that. So if you're coming to A&M or you're going to college at all, make sure to subscribe. So this video is the sequel to my sophomore year reflection, which I did last year. I'll link it right up there. I know that there's a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, but at least some people who, you know, whenever you're going into college, I remember I would like search up like whatever I could, research so many things on A&M when I was going in as a freshman, and so I just feel like people are still doing that even more so. Also, if you guys have any questions that maybe I don't touch on, or like you have specific questions after this video, please leave them in a comment below. This is my junior year reflection, so I'm gonna be sharing with you guys everything about junior year. I made a whole spread for this video so that I don't miss anything, and I can tell you guys all the tea. So, main points here. Junior year was literally the best year in college that I've had to date. It's just gotten better and better. I feel like junior year is really prime time in college, a really big opportunity to just like really thrive. And that is exactly what I feel like I was able to do. I literally get emo talking about it. It's ridiculous. I already had like 2 years under my belt, final year an upperclassman. Some people like graduate a whole year early and you're like, oh my gosh, I literally have friends who graduated this year, but like we're technically the same class. They're like going into the real world, or they're gonna further their education. Likely as a junior in college, you've kind of found like a solid foundation of people. Like so fortunate that like my involvement in school and just like with my extracurriculars has brought me that multiple times. The relationships that I came out of junior year with are some of the strongest relationships that I have in my life, like to date, ever. And I just like, as someone who holds that so important and so like dear to me, and I don't know, it's great. Kind of going off that relationship tangent, one of the biggest things that I've learned this year and really have been challenged with is the idea that you can have a strong relationship with someone and they can also have strong relationships with other people, and that doesn't have to mean that they value your relationship any less or that you're any less important to them. I used to legitimately not think that. Literally, I remember like feeling like this like throughout my life with different friends and different examples. The thing that I would struggle with is that, you know, I would have a good friend or a good friend group, and then I'd see them not leave me out, but like go and like have their time with another friend, and those people were good friends. And I used to think, oh, well, like, you know, why am I not included, or like, why am I not there, like getting FOMO and just all of these different things that can surface nowadays. And that used to really affect me, like the idea that like, oh, like what can I do to make my friendship like you're most valued? And I feel like that's just not the way to think about it. And I know now, after junior year and after like hands-on experiencing instances like this year, that it's fine. People can have strong relationships with a bunch of different people, and it doesn't mean that it has to have a direct effect on your relationship. That doesn't mean that it won't or it can't, but it doesn't mean that it will. It's just something that's really case by case. And you know, the way that I came to realize it was I literally looked at myself and I said, I have friends from work that I'm really close with, but then I also have, you know, different people that I'm also close with, and those are the people that I study with almost every night. I feel like you get different things from different friends, and it's okay to have like, you know, close relationships with a bunch of people. I feel like that's good. Like you want a solid foundation of close relationships with people, and I feel like if you have that, like you've got it. And if you see someone else that has that or is trying to cultivate that, like be a part of that, because that's good, you know, that's going to spill onto you. So that's something that I really became comfortable with this past year, and I'm just really glad, honestly, that I was challenged with that and that I learned from those experiences, and that I can understand that and be okay with that now. The next one is something that I am going back and forth with actually right now. The world is literally too wide not to try. If you're watching this and you're going to college, like understand that you are privileged more so than a lot of the world. That doesn't mean that you don't have problems. That doesn't mean that you haven't been through hard things. Whether it's community college, a huge university, Ivy League, it doesn't matter. If you're going to hire your education, you are a privileged person. In that way, it's so important to realize and really look into what you think that you could really offer the world. And it sounds so cheesy, but like your purpose, like this is when you really start trying to figure that out. I feel like, at least for me this year, it was. And I just looked at the world around me, and I have plans. Like I'm a planner. I love to make lists. I talk about this all the time. I like to bop around and like be spontaneous and stuff like that. But like overall, like big picture, I've always like loved the big picture and like have planned for the big picture. And so this year I think just like getting older and like being in that prime time, looking around, taking a step back every once in a while and being like, wow, like look at what this person's doing. The idea that like people are doing so many different things. This is really the time in our life where we're becoming so able. I feel like as a generation, we can get stuck in like going through the motions, like, okay, yeah, like what's expected of me? I'm going to college after school, and then, you know, I'm gonna get a job, and then I'm gonna have a family, and then, or get married, and then I'm gonna have a family, and then yada yada yada. Like that is, I feel like a lot of society has become, but like the world is too large. Like if you have something that you want to do, deviate away from that, you know, sort of formula that may be imposed on you at some point. This is the time to try everything. There's so much opportunity. Like I said, going back to like the privilege thing, if you're here, like you are here already. Everything is literally at your fingertips, but there's work that you have to do to like reap the benefits of that. Day to day, it may seem like a drag and you're going through the motions, but like re-inspire yourself and remind yourself that like, hey, if you want to do something, like this is the time to do it. Okay, next thing I learned pretty much that it is okay to walk away from a situation that's no longer serving you. You may feel like you owe someone time or energy or anything, but like realistically, you don't. And that's fine. Like that is respect to yourself. It's due respect to yourself. If the situation is like toxic, or if it's just not working out, or if there's like just a falling out or something like that, and you don't want to go back to that, and you have your, you know, legitimate reasons why, then like it's okay to walk away from that person or that situation because it's no longer serving you. Like no one needs not positive stuff in their life. Like this is prime time, like we don't need that energy in our life, right? But at the same time, if you're walking away from that situation, it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, go out of your way to be negative or go out of your way to be, you know, mean to that person or that group of people or that situation, or have like, you know, negative thoughts and just negative energy surrounding whatever that entity is that you're walking away from. Kind of elaborating on that, like it doesn't mean that you have to dwell on things that have happened in the past. Like we can close that chapter. If you're walking away from something, you should be closing that chapter and moving on. It shouldn't be something that you're looking back and opening up and having negative energy about. It's like, okay, close that. We're moving on. Like we're moving on from that. If you're walking away from something, then actually walk away from it. This relationship or this group or this extracurricular activity or this job served me for a while and now it's not anymore. Like I think I've gotten what I need from it. I'm closing that chapter and I'm moving on, and I'm not gonna have any negative energy toward it. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So keep that in mind. It is so okay for you to know that, hey, this is not for me anymore, so I'm gonna not, and like that is completely fine, I think. Last one is an idea that I think some people can also get lost in, you know, the shuffle of everything going on and trying to be their best. Really, this is about your own specific standard. But if you feel like your standards are not being met because they're just like too high, or you're not doing things quite the way you want to, according to your logic, I think it's important to keep in mind that people are watching you, people in your life are watching you, and they see you in a different way, because we all see ourselves just a little bit more critically than other people do. Or I think a lot of us do struggle with that, like being our own worst critic type of thing. If there's ever a time that you feel like unsatisfied with whatever you're doing in regards to like reaching your own standards, just keep in mind that there are people who think very highly of what you're doing, even though they might not say it. The year taught me that even if people don't vocalize it, like it could still be there. So just like be safe with that fact, you know what I mean? I hope you guys like understand that, but I learned that, and it's one of my favorite things that I learned this year as well. So that concludes all the fun things that I learned. Now we're gonna wrap this video up with something really fun, a nice highlight montage of the whole year. I'm gonna take you through everything from like May of last year, like the end of the sophomore year last year, and into like May of this year-ish, April of this year. And it's gonna be great because I feel like everyone should see all the fun things that you guys have to look forward to if you're going into college, period. If you're going to A&M, I don't know, I just want to share the good moments. So without further ado, this is my junior year at A&M, narrated by me, month by month. Let's go. Okay, this is like lightning highlight montage. So May through August, really awesome summer. I did an internship event, and then I, you know, worked for the rest of the summer, just like summer days. The really key thing was Fish Camp. It's an organization that I've been involved in for going on 4 years, if you count being a freshman. My camp last year was out of this world, very fantastic, really great, a part of junior year. That's May through August. September, we have football season, always a time. Going to games, participating in the traditions and everything like that, amazing. Also, I was really on my fitness game in September, especially also October, but like September's really was just honing itself. Moving into October, fall is such a social time at A&M, in college. There's so many social things to do, just period, but especially fall, just like jam-packed with stuff every week, every weekday, every hour, every minute, every second, there's something to do. Also, my brother got married. It was beautiful. I love them. Moving into November, I went to New York. It was so much fun. I went with my family. New York is one of my favorite places on earth. I want to live there. It's one of my life goals to live there at some point. And then I come back and we beat LSU in 7 overtimes. That was history, and I got to take pictures for that game. So fun. I was on the field for that, and I'm not kidding you guys, that was a life peak. Like an absolute life peak. And it was awesome. It was at home right after Thanksgiving. I want to cry thinking about it. It was amazing. Moving into December, that's when I started working with women's basketball. I've talked about that on the vlog a little bit before, so make sure to go watch my vlogs. Subscribe, guys. Working with women's basketball this past season was freaking awesome. I love being around sports and in entertainment and stuff like that, so it was really, really fun to get to work with and around them. And then December, also lots of family time. One of the best things about college is like going home for a month. I'm combining January and February, so we're gonna start off with Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I went to see them. They are like my literal favorite band. They were fantastic live. Oh, also January, wow, so much fun. We're backtracking to January. I went to Gulf Shores, Alabama, got together with my fish camp from last year. A few of us went, and it was such a fun time with such good people and good relationships and everything like that. I also have such a fun video about that, so I don't know, it'll be linked below, everything that I referenced. Just subscribe so you can watch all of them, right? Okay. January or February, I don't really remember. I ordered my Aggie ring. That was so much fun, ordering my Aggie ring. It's a big tradition, and I explain more about that in the video that I made about it. Skirting over towards March. Here we go. We have March Madness. It was my first year being in on it, making a bracket. Oh, and then third year for fish camp. So now I'm in my third counselor experience and I'm third year, and it's been a blast so far. Now we're in the final stretch. Remember when I ordered my ring back in January, February? Yeah, well, I got my ring in April. The most amazing thing. Really, ring day was awesome. It was just a beautiful day with so many friends and family and just positive everything. It was a great day, one of the best days ever. And then we ended out the semester with finals, which weren't that fun, but now we're in the summer and we're chilling and we're making so many new videos, and that's actually it for this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something, took something good away from this video. I just want to give a huge shout out to junior year. I'm so grateful and thankful for everything that this year has taught me, all the challenges that were presented, and I can't wait for senior year. I can't believe we're already here. I hope you guys will stick with me to see everything that's to come. I just want to say again, if you guys have any questions at all about college or anything that I said in this video, please do not hesitate to comment them down below, or also follow me on Instagram. I love to talk to people on there. It's at Maria in Cage. People have DM'd me on there about specific questions, and I love to just like respond to them, talk to y'all on there. So make sure to do that, and back to the regularly scheduled outro. As always, if you vibed, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you all back on my channel for my next video. Bye.